Hello everybody and welcome back to another pfltuts tutorial. Today guys, we're going to be using After Effects to create a really cool little intro composition that we can use for our YouTube videos or any kind of video type thing you want to do at all. It's just a basic intro, so it's not going to be super advanced, but make sure to set up your settings exactly like I do so that you guys have the same frame rate and everything, so it's very easy to follow along with. So I'm going to go ahead and just call this intro composition. 1280 by 720. I'm going to make sure that it is 24 frames a second, and the duration is going to be 8 seconds long, as you can see here. Now I'm going to go ahead and choose the background color, and I'm going to make it be white for right now, and then hit OK. And you'll see here that this is my composition. Down here at the bottom I have the timeline, and then of course on the left hand side I have my project files and what have you for all the good stuff. So not really too big of a deal, but just thought I'd go ahead and throw you guys a little bit of a info right there. So anyways, let's go ahead and go to new, and we're going to go to a solid, and this one will just be called the BG for right now. And we're going to go ahead and choose the color to be a slight blue, just real light. As you can see here, the color code is E3FDFF, and that's only if you guys want to use that. And it's a nice little blue color that I think looks really good. So now we're going to go to new again, and this time we're going to go to a shape layer. Okay, now once we're on the shape layer, let's go ahead and go over here to our ellipse tool, as you can see here, and we're going to go ahead and hold down shift to drag it out just like so. Now that we have our shape drug out, we're going to go ahead and move this shape. So we want to get it somewhere pretty close to the center. I'm going to hold down shift to actually be able to do that. And as you can see there, it is now in the center of our entire composition. All right. So now we have a couple of different options. Now under here, under the fill, we're able to drop the opacity all the way down. And that's what I want to do. And then on stroke 1, we can go ahead and up our stroke width by 1, 2, let's go ahead and try 5, see what that looks like. And that looks pretty cool just like that. So I'm going to leave that like that for now. Now I'm going to go ahead and right click this and go over to, I'm trying to remember where it is. Actually, we'll do that later. Let's go ahead and take this shape layer and we'll just duplicate it. Now for this shape layer, we're going to go to transform, and we want to go to scale, and we're going to drop the scale down to about 90% on both of these. So you'll see there's another ring now on the inside, and we'll then go to the contents of that under the ellipse and under the stroke 1, and this one we're going to go ahead and change the color to a darker blue color. Not too dark, but we want it to be dark enough to where it's actually going to show up on our composition pretty clearly. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll then make this smaller and click on the BG. And you can see we now have these two circular ellipses, I guess is the best way to put it. And I think that's looking pretty cool. So now let's go ahead and grab some text. And we're just going to go ahead and put on here intro, intro text. For now, we'll be fine. All right, now we're going to go ahead and adjust this color to a dark blue like this. We're then going to change the font type, and I'll just use this Jokerman text because it looks kind of funky and cool, and that's kind of whatever. I'm then going to size this down to about like this, and I'm then going to drop this into the center of our ellipse here, and I'm going to have to go ahead and make it a little bit smaller even than that. So we may want to change the font type just so that it's something that is a little bit more readable. And I like that one, so I'm going to stick with that one for now. Alright, so then if we click on the background, you can see there we have our intro text. So now I'm going to go ahead and go to new and shape layer once again. And on this shape layer, I'm going to go ahead and use the rectangle tool. And I then want to just draw basically a object like this. I'll go ahead and zoom in to my composition, put it somewhere like this, and then under the transform, I'm going to go ahead and change the scale so that it's not together, and just adjust this ever so slightly. All right, so that looks good. Under rectangle 1, under stroke 1, I'm going to make sure that the opacity is on 0. And then for the fill, I'm going to make sure that the opacity is on 100. And I want to go ahead and select another bluish color for this. So as you can see there, we now have this circle with a extended, I don't even know what you would call it, but yeah, you guys get the picture, right? Okay. So now that we have that, I'm then going to go back down to transform. And if we rotate this, you'll see it rotates on this specific axis, which is fine, but that's not exactly what we want to do. So what we're going to go ahead and do is, first of all, we want to, whoops, I clicked on the wrong thing. We want to change the anchor point so that it is actually at a little bit off of our main point. So then from there, we're then going to move this into the center, and you'll see why here in a second. But the reason we want to do this is so that when we rotate this this thing, it's actually going to rotate the way that we are wanting it to, I guess would be the best way to put it. I don't know of another way to really explain that, but you can see here it does a cool, almost like 3D animation look, which is exactly what we're going for. So on frame number 1 here, I'm going to go ahead and zoom out so we're on full 8 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and set the rotation on this frame, and then on the 8th frame, I'm going to go ahead and set this rotation to, say, 4 times. Now I'm going to go back and play this so you guys can actually see what it will look like. But let's see. So now, yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm actually liking that quite a bit. So that looks pretty good. And now I'm going to go to the intro text, down to transform. Back on frame 0, I'm going to keyframe the scale. And pretty much on each one of these second marks, I'm going to go ahead and scale it down about 90%. And we'll change the anchor point so it's in the center, like so. Yeah, so that's pretty close to the center. I'll go back to the beginning frame, and I want to move this back into the center of my circle. And so now you guys will see that it kind of grows a little bit in that 1 second. So then back on number 2, we're going to put it back to 100. On number 3, we'll put it back down to 90. On 4, put it back to 100. And this will actually just kind of look like it's growing a little bit and kind of pulsating, and that's what we want. So that's looking pretty sweet. On the BG layer, we're going to go ahead and go over to the effect. We're going to go over to, oh man, it's been a long time since I had to do this. Well, I don't remember which one it's on. Nope, not that one. Alright, well that's fine. We'll worry about that later. Go to a new layer, go to solid, hit OK, right click on this, and go to effect. And we're going to go ahead and use red giant, or actually color correction. No, not color correction. Yeah, we'll go ahead and use Magic Bullet Looks. You guys may not all have this specific program, but that's okay. It's just one of the ones that I happen to have, and it has some really cool effects in it, so that's why I'm using it. It does take a little while to load, so I'm going to pause it while that does that. Alright, so now that Magic Bullets is loaded, we can actually go over here to Looks and just scroll down to Halogen. This is the one that I've been wanting anyway, and hit Finished. And now, as you can see, we have this super cool looking background, and all we have to do is set this to Overlay. Maybe adjust that to Add or even Screen. Yeah, let's go back to Overlay. That's fine. And then I want to go ahead and adjust the opacity of this down so that it shows through. And now, if we actually play our animation, you'll see here we have a nice little intro for whatever we want to use pretty much. And you could add music to this, you could adjust the rotation and even the pulsating of the text to the beat of the music, whatever you guys want. So I hope you enjoyed. This is just a real simple intro tutorial that you guys can use, and there's a lot of things you could do in After Effects, so don't think that, you know, you have to have anything specific. The thing about intros is that it's just really cool to kind of play around and figure out what you guys like. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson by Pixel for Life. If you did, be sure to like the video and comment down below. And guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel because it really does help us out. And we'll see you guys next time here on the Pixel for Life channel.